What if this moment is your defining moment? A moment in time that gives you the clarity that you've been seeking, dispels the myths that you've been believing, and lights your fire and keeps it lit. I want to encourage you to grab your pen and paper to take notes during this message because although you may hear my voice, you will also begin to hear a voice within my voice. And it's that voice that will begin to speak directly to you and give you the answers that you've been seeking.
All of my life I've seen visions, coming attractions. Knew I could do more, so further, different perception. But a faulty belief system was my distraction. Surrounded by things that did not support my vision. I can see beyond what I'm looking at. Have the courage to focus till it manifests. Done with things that hold me back. 'Cause I'm an attractive thinker. I can see beyond what I'm looking at. Have the courage to focus till it manifests. Done with things that hold me back. 'Cause I'm an attractive thinker.
Great day, attractive thinker. It truly is a great day to be alive. Welcome to the From Birthing Babies to Birthing Dreams podcast, a mental shift where new, aspiring, and first generation entrepreneurs come for mental healing, mental strength, and mindset maintenance. Because entrepreneurship, in my opinion, this is my personal opinion, is the greatest form of personal growth and development on the planet. It forces you to confront yourself, your gifts, your past, your trauma, your fears, and your goals. Because I say that because in coaching attractive thinkers through the years, I've discovered that becoming an author or a business owner has little to do with strategy or what you do or do not know about business, and more to do with your belief in yourself, how you see yourself, and how you feel about yourself. The messages that you'll hear in these podcast episodes are for new, aspiring, and first generation entrepreneurs who procrastinate, feel overwhelmed, and aren't sure how to put their ideas together. For visionaries who desire to break generational patterns and create, live, and leave a legacy that speaks when they no longer can. And these messages are for passionate, driven game changers who desire to discover their power and true identity and express it in the form of products and services in the marketplace. I want you to understand something, attractive thinker. The more you tune into this podcast, your perception will shift. Sometimes you have to be notified or forewarned of what's about to take place because this is not your average message. You'll discover gems from your journey that you can use, and you'll be empowered to boldly write your books and launch your business ideas. Let me share something with you for a moment. In life, sometimes it can be difficult to recognize an idea when it shows up in your day, or to recognize an answer or a solution that you've been looking for or praying about. Allow me to interrupt your day with a message that will shift your perception. I want you to think about that. Lift the heavy weight. A message that will lift the heavy weight. Think about that for a moment. You didn't expect this today, but this is your defining moment. I want you to think about ending the cycle of confusion and procrastination and being inspired to go back and get your dreams, ideas, and desires because from my experience, dreams don't die. They are right where you left them. Dr. Toni Hatton here. You may not know me, but after this message, you will know me really well. I am an identity coach and get to the root specialist, the host and author, vocal artist, transformational speaker, and CEO of The Attractive Thinker at theattractivethinker.guru. This is where we support new, aspiring, and first generation entrepreneurs with mental tools, strategies, and action steps so that you're able to write your books and launch your business ideas. The Attractive Thinker business exists to support you in breaking generational patterns of hopelessness, mediocrity, and lack, and carve a new generational path of health and wealth so that you're able to create, live, and leave a legacy that continues to speak when you no longer can. I want you to think about that for a moment. Today's episode is entitled Dreams Don't Die. You may be asking yourself, well, what is an attractive thinker? An attractive thinker is a person with vision who can see beyond what they're looking at, and they have the courage to focus on their ideas until they manifest. I want you to understand, attractive thinker, that vision is what gives us the ability to look past our current circumstances and lock our focus in on our goals. And yes, it does take courage. I want to remind you of that. It does take courage to continue to build your dreams, ideas, and desires because I've discovered that life is not going to stop happening just because you decided to get a life. I've been an entrepreneur for many years, and my current business used to be called Toni Hatton Productions, providing similar services as I do now, but including services such as sewing dresses for weddings and proms, which I really loved, providing a call in service for public schools, vending and selling my first book, which really launched me out into the world of entrepreneurship. You know, I want to share something with you for a moment. One day, unbeknownst to me, my business name changed. As I was driving along the highway, taking my son to school, I was simply thinking, what attracts one person to another? It was just some random thought that came to my mind. And then I had a vision of a banquet hall that was beautifully decorated to the point where, as someone inquired of the host, who made these decorations? I thought to myself of the many events I've attended, whereas the beauty of the details that stood out at the event caught my attention. And I admired the decorator, although I never met them. And it was just a beautiful thing to see, just admiring how decorators put things together, how they blend the colors, how they actually meet the requests and the desires of the person that they're decorating for, keeping in mind certain themes and things like that. So I thought to myself, what actually attracts one person to another is the way that a person thinks. Now, you may say, well, Dr. Toni, what attracts one person to another is the way that a person looks. But after you get past the looks, it's the thinking, the mindset that keeps a person attracted. So, after such a short vision that I had, I heard a voice and it said, an attractive thinker is a person with vision who can see beyond what they're looking at and has the courage to focus on it until it manifests. As soon as I heard that statement, I turned to my son who was sitting in the passenger seat up front and I said, tear out a piece of paper out of your notebook and write this down for me really quick. And I kept repeating the phrase because what I wanted to capture was exactly the way that it was given to me. I wanted to capture it exactly the way I heard it. An attractive thinker is a person with vision who can see beyond what they're looking at and has the courage to focus on it until it manifests. Let me share something with you, attractive thinker, and just take a moment to give you some background information as to why this defining moment meant so much to me. On Saturday, October 17th, 1987, my firstborn son was diagnosed with bilateral retinoblastoma, which is cancer in the retina of both of his eyes. By the time he was 5 years old, we had to make the decision to have both of his eyes removed in order to save his life. Walking my son through that journey from sight to vision, it taught me something. It taught me that one of the things that it taught me was that there is more than one way of seeing in life. This experience was a soul crushing, defining moment for me, but it gave me insight that I could not have received any other way. I discovered that defining moments can occur in two ways, either voluntarily by placing your stake in the ground and making a decision, or involuntarily by force, by way of some unexpected event. The attractive thinker business exists to support you in transforming your defining moment into your destiny moment. Because too often, when a defining moment passes and life goes on, attractive thinkers come out still looking for their purpose in life or what direction to go in. They're viewing what they went through and what they desire for their lives as two separate things. I want you to think about that when they possibly are connected in some way. Many years later, after that experience, that defining moment, on a hot summer day, as I was sitting on the side of my bed. I was just tying my shoes. My family was waiting for me in the car. We were actually going to spend the day bike riding along with some outdoor activities. So, out of the blue, while I was sitting there, I saw myself walking through what seemed to me to be just, a junkyard. It was clear that I was not alone. I felt this presence with me as I was walking. So, I kept walking, and as I passed each pile of rubble, I noticed that there was something glistening, something sparkly in each of the piles. So as I proceeded to walk through this junkyard, I heard a voice say, "You came out, but you left your gems in your journey. The same way that you showed your son how to see without eyes, show people with eyes how to see in life." And at that moment, stunned, literally stunned, I began to weep. I responded, "You mean that there was a purpose to what we went through? You mean this wasn't just some thing that happened?" I simply couldn't believe it, attractive thinker. I thought that that part that we had experienced was all said and done, but it was actually just beginning. I want you to understand something about the heart. When the heart breaks, pain is not the only experience. There's a treasure to be discovered beyond the pain. It's actually, attractive thinker, it's an opportunity to discover long sought after answers, clarity on life's challenges that you may be facing, dreams, ideas, and desires that you may have thought were just gone, that time has passed or it's too late. And you'll also discover your purpose in life. When the heart breaks, these things are exposed. But it takes an attractive thinker eye to spot these treasures so that you can use them to enhance your life and the lives of others. I want you to take out your attractive thinker notebook, and just for a moment, I want you to answer these questions. I don't want you to overthink it. I want you to just jot down the first answer or idea that comes to your mind when you hear me ask you these questions. So, question number one is, what dream, idea, or desire did you have as a child? I want you to just think about that for a moment. Question number two, what dream, idea, or desire keeps popping up when you think about New Year's resolutions? Question number three, if today was the day, What would you regret not doing with the life that you've been given? If today was the day, what would you regret not doing with the life that you've been given? I want you to understand that, and I know this is only a moment for you to answer these questions, but I want you to keep your Attractive Thinker notebook handy and really take the time to sit down and ponder your answers to these questions. It's a beautiful gift that you've been given today, Attractive Thinker, and I'm so excited to share this experience with you by taking the time to listen to this message and answer these questions. You're actually honoring the voice of your dream. I want you to think about that. When you ask yourself these questions out loud as you go about your day, the answers will surface from within. Capture them immediately with your pen and paper, as this is the foundation for the birthing of a dream. I want you to think about that. Your dream is not dead, it's right where you left it. Attractive thinker, it's not easy building a dream or being the first to create something new that's never been created before in your bloodline. Some statistics even report that approximately 45% of new business owners experience feelings of stress, overwhelm, burnout, and not being supported. Think about that. This percentage can actually increase, especially when building your dream alone. And I know exactly what all of that feels like because I'm a first generation entrepreneur myself. Most first generation entrepreneurs lack a model for the level of success that they desire. Therefore, attractive thinkers who desire to reach their goals, it takes us longer to reach our goals, to actually see progress. Because if you're the first and you don't have a model in front of you, it's easy to begin to second guess yourself or fear failure and success. Some people just think about the fear of failure when they're building their dream, like it's not going to work. But what about the fear of success? What will life look like now that I've accomplished this long awaited goal? And sometimes new and aspiring and first generation entrepreneurs wonder why they even embarked upon this journey in the first place, why they even started in the first place. I know for me, that thought crossed my mind so many times during my entrepreneurial journey when the road got rough, or when I didn't get the result that I was looking for, or it was taking too long, or I didn't get the support that I was looking for. It made me question, why did I even start this idea? Why did I even embark upon this journey in the first place? I want you to know, attractive thinker, that you're in the right place to receive support, healing, mental clarity, and solutions, because the entrepreneurial journey really is a wholeness process involving the whole person. And I had to learn this. Nobody even told me this, but I learned this because I started paying attention to what I was feeling on this entrepreneurial journey and the changes that I was going through internally and mentally, physically, the whole 9 yards. It's a process that involves the whole person actually affecting every area of your life, because you and your business are one. What affects you, attractive thinker, simultaneously affects your business. And with the proper supports, both you and your business can grow exponentially and abundantly. Welcome, attractive thinker. I am so delighted that you're here. I want you to stay tuned every Monday at 8 a.m. for the next episode of From Birthing Babies to Birthing Dreams podcast, so that you're supported on this entrepreneurial journey. And the reaching of your goals is not delayed due to distractions, which we all encounter them, procrastination, lack of clarity, feelings of unworthiness, or fear. When your mind is clear, that's why the attractive thinker targets and focuses on mental healing, mental strength, and mindset maintenance. We provide mental resources to support you in accomplishing your goals so that you're not talking yourself into and out of your dream, starting and stopping, hoping and wishing and pursuing and exhaustingly trying to reach your goals and getting nowhere fast. That's why the attractive thinker exists, because in my heart, I know that the challenges that I face as a new aspiring and first generation entrepreneur are the same challenges that you face as well. And I want to shorten your learning curve, so to speak, so that you don't have to go through this process alone, go through this process in a long period of time when we can shorten that process for you so that you can see your results quicker. When your mind is clear, so is your path. Do you know that, attractive thinker? When your mind is clear, so is your path, making it easy for you to become unstoppable. It makes it easy for you to become unstoppable when your mind is clear. So stay tuned because next week I'll share some common reasons that you may have for not writing your books or launching your business ideas and how to uproot them for massive success. If this episode has made a difference for you, feel free to share it, leave a comment, and follow for continued support. You can connect with us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just search for The Attractive Thinker. On Facebook, you can look for The Attractive Thinker, and on my personal page, Dr. Toni Hatton. Remember to grab your free audio. On our website, there's an opportunity for you to access a free audio entitled Turn Your Problems into Your Solutions. Our website is www.theattractivethinker.guru. That's GURU. You really don't have to take another journey to learn these lessons all over again. I want you to access your copy of Don't Be Afraid, He's Preparing You, and your copy of The Attractive Thinker book on Amazon today because you want to hear the full story of this transformational experience. And I want you to get the insight, the clarity, and the real action steps that you need to support you on your entrepreneurial journey. While I was thinking about you and this message today, and the goals that you have, and the challenges that you may be facing, I wrote something for you in hopes that it will captivate you, get your attention, and be the source of inspiration throughout your day. There's something deep inside of you waiting to be born, a force beyond measure that withstands storms. It whispers in your heart and throughout time is never worn. If only you can believe, then it surely can be born. Attractive thinker, my life's work, that'll always be to make your life better. Remember, it's not what you're going through, it's how you're viewing it. Think attractively, and I'll see you soon.
Now the choices I made, authenticity, integrity, purpose, and legacy.